Okay, there have been a lot of requests to ask, is there a possibility to add on the content area? So let's say, for example, I want to add more text area or more text field to increase or to add on to the functionality of the node, the ability to add or to edit or to delete, so on and so forth. Yes, of course it's possible. So let us work on the HTML level first. So for instance, on the add, you want to create an additional text field of a location. For example, you just want to record where is the location that you have added this node. Then of course on the display part, you have to do a similar thing, and of course for the edit, you have to make the corresponding changes as well. So let me go to the Notes app file where the codes are. So on the HTML level, first I have to edit, for example, the view node page. Okay, so on my view node page, I have to add in a corresponding area, for instance. Okay, so let's say I want to add in another p tag. I say this is my location, for example. Okay, so now that you have got two p tags, this is getting a bit tricky, because if when the page at the page before show of view node, the query selector will not be able to identify which p tag that you're referring to. So you might want to include an ID for both of the p, which you can then later make use as an identifier. Okay, so I'm going to just add in these two different p tags. So next is to make the corresponding changes to the add node page. I'm going to add in one more text field. Okay, so I'm just going to make a comment here. Oops. And I have a new input type text, and I'm going to call this tf location. Like I said, this ID is just a name, it actually doesn't matter, and this is just a placeholder. I'm just going to put placeholder location, and I'm going to make a comment here also, newly added text input of location. Okay, so now when I update the changes, refresh, you will see that my third content area or my third input text is being created. And when I look at this content, you'll see that it's not being updated with location yet, because in my current data there is no location. Okay, so next is the editing field. So I'm gonna go into the edit node page. Okay, I'm gonna add in the third input area as well, and I'm gonna call this tf location edit. So like I said, that ID is supposed to be unique throughout the entire HTML page, and I don't need a placeholder because it's supposedly going to be populated with the existing data from your array. Okay, so now once I've got these changes made to the HTML, included edit field of location, okay, I'm going to change my codes to reflect these changes. First is the add node function. I'm going to add in a new property of this node object called location, and I'm going to grab the location from tf location dot value. So whenever this node has been created, it will have title, content, and location, and this node will be stored into the nodes list array. Simple as that. Okay, so similarly, when I edit the node, okay, I am going to grab an additional field and make amendments to the node of the selected ID and populate the changes to the location by grabbing the data from the TF location edit value. Okay, so what this does is, for example, if I were in this page and I click on edit, oops, my edit node has not been updated yet. I have not refreshed the page. Okay, so when I edit, you will see that there's a third field. When I click on edit node, it will update. Okay, grab the location in the current array to grab it from the TF location edit. Okay, when I delete node, there's no change because you're going to delete the node in entirety. So the next thing that we have to amend is the view node, because now you have an additional P. So the first P, which is a P of P content, is going to be populated with the content from the array. And the next thing we have to update is in the content area, looking for a P tag with a specific ID known as P location. The content will be populated with content from the nodes list array of the selected ID with its location. Okay, and last thing we have to do is similar to the view node. On the edit node area, we have to populate the TF location edit and change its value to the location. So what this does is, whenever I enter this page of view node, is going to grab, of course, in the existing data, because the old data doesn't have the location, so it's empty. So when I click on empty, so this is of course empty as well. Okay, so if I were to create a new node, okay, sorry, in fact, if I edit the existing node and I add in the location of 2 and I edit node, you will see that it's being updated into my view node. So in this current data, there is a title, which is a H2, and a P tag with ID P content, and the location tag, which has a PID P underscore location. If I were to edit it, same thing. What it does is it comes into this code. It will grab, okay, the TF title, which is this field. Okay, this field, TF underscore title underscore edit, and populate the value inside with the nodes list selected ID title, which is title 2, so on and so forth. Okay, so that is how it is done. In fact, I can demonstrate the adding function. New node with location. New location node with new content. For example, Singapore. Add node. Okay, so this is the new node, and I can see the node with the new title, with the new content, and of course the new location field. Similarly, if I edit it, you will see that the additional content or input field is added.